Check 1, 2. Can you talk for me real quick, Cody?
Yeah, hey, 1, 2. I'll be talking just about like this right here.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so we'll talk about the show first. Well, we were chatting with Cody Jinks, who is back in our area, Dos Equis Pavilion on May the 11th. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you too. It's actually been within the last 3 or 4 months. I've seen you twice now.
I know, like I don't see you for years, and then we see each other within a couple of months.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out, I guess.
It is. It is. You're back out at Dos Equis May the 11th. By that point, your new album, Change the Game, is going to be out.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Dude, what a great album.
Thank you.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's man, it's a long time coming. We were supposed to have that thing out in November.
Oh, really?
So we're really pleased to be getting it out finally, and yeah, man, May the 11th, Dos Equis with Blackberry Smoke,
yeah,
and Tennessee Jet.
That's going to be a fun show.
I think so. That's kind of what we do. We try to
you always have these cool lineups like that.
We really try to put lineups that we think are cool
together,
you know.
You just want to play with guys you like.
That's exactly what it is. That's 100%.
That is. So we have this really cool special going on, ranch special, teamed up with our friends at Live Nation for a ranch ticket offer of lawn seats at Dos Equis for $9.59. Do you remember the last time one of your tickets was lower than $10? That's crazy, man.
No, I don't. We were, gosh, Rebecca and I were telling the kids, you know, we used to have to stand in line at the Ticketmaster at the Foley's at the Northeast Mall. Or however it was, we got, you know, and I remember when I started seeing a $5 service charge, and now sometimes they're $500.
Right.
You know, so a $9.59. I think it's great.
You'll buy some of your own tickets?
I love it, man, because, you know, that's some extra beer money or T-shirt money.
Yeah.
Or babysitter money or whatever.
Right.
It is. I love it, man. I think that's great.
Yeah, speaking of T-shirt, I've seen you, like, you're constantly coming out with the coolest new merch. Like you must have a great team that does that.
We do. I let them go.
That's nice.
They, you know, because if it doesn't sell, we don't do it again.
Right.
You know, if it if it
you buy a certain limit, and if they don't sell, well, we got a bunch of T-shirts for us at the house.
Yeah, and it's great because you can, you know, sometimes we'll have at my warehouse is actually down just a little bit south of Austin, is where I'm a Fort Worth boy, still live up here, but my warehouse is down there. And if we have a whole bunch of extra stuff, we'll run like a vintage sale. We'll be like, hey, we'll drop the price of it. So
that's awesome.
This is out of print, but it's kind of a collector's thing or whatever, and people buy them.
Not a lot of artists do that anymore, though. Like, it's a way for you to kind of give back to these fans.
We try to do that as much as we can. We try not to, you know, gouge. Especially now, you know, hey man. It's lean times right now for everybody, and especially, you know, people that run small businesses like us, and you know, like so many of our friends out there. So, you know, that's I love the $9.59, man. That's
Isn't that great? That's great. You have your own record label now. Why do that?
You know, being under your own umbrella for dropping your records as well as having your own publishing has proven it's been a tougher road because, you know, in order to make a living at this business, a lot of times how most record labels are structured are, you know, you get an advance from the record company,
right,
and things of that nature. And, you know, it's taken us a long time because we've done things differently. And I tell people a lot of times I'm a late bloomer, but it's paying off now. You know, having all my publishing, all my masters to my records, and having that under my own umbrella. So, having said that, it's really nice because I'm able to foster artists. Usually, you know, if they're working on their first record, and it's kind of structured to where you do a record, and then, you know, hopefully that was the thing you needed. We're not really designed to, you know, I'm not signing people for 3, 4, 5, 6 records or anything like that.
Right.
You know, but if you have a good record, usually it's your first record. We've done that with Erin Vinecourt, who you guys play.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome.
She really is.
She's so great live. Now we're working on Josh Morningstar's first official record label release.
That's so cool.
And it's a lot of fun. And his live show now is he's in a really good place, man. Just mentally with with his family and where he is in life now as a 40-year-old. His songwriting right now. If you guys don't know, Morning Star has written. He wrote Must Be the Whiskey. He's written a ton of songs with me, telling what it's like. Changed the Game. He got the title track on this as well. So man, just I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm constantly working. It keeps me out of trouble that way for sure.
That's awesome. May the 11th, Dos Equis Pavilion. The great Cody Jinks is going to be there. It's going to be good to see you again, man. Do a live show. Feel like it's been a while, like full band live show.
Yeah, it has. It's been 2 years since we were at Dos Equis last.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you wouldn't leave Texas all the dang time.
I know. So it does make it special whenever I do come back home, and we do have some Texas stuff this year, some big Texas stuff this year. So I'll be around.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've already got your big TV stardom. I was watching TV the other night, flipping through channels, and I see multi-platinum outlaw country artist Cody Jinks on WWE Raw.
Yeah.
How cool was that? That was really neat, man.
It was really cool. They've always been very, very kind to us. We've gone to several of their events. And, Triple H runs everything. If you're a wrestling person, his name's Paul. He's very nice.
I didn't know his real name.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's really, really nice. And actually, for my birthday this last year, he sent me a video.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. So we were down there for Raw, and my son and I got a little time on the TV.
I think Lars won the fight.
Yeah,
to be honest,
Lars won.
I think he won, man.
It's like, man, it wasn't staged. He really got it. But yeah, we're having a good time with it right now. Doing a lot of the promo and the press and the PR for the new record, and thanks to our friends at WWE for taking such good care of us. They put on such a great. The production is insane.
Yeah.
What goes on behind the scenes.
I can imagine. I mean, it looks great on TV. I can imagine being there like that.
They're so nice. It's a group of people that want to be. The wrestlers are all nice, and they're all backstage laughing and joking.
Cool.
And I grew up. We just put the video for Outlaws and Mustangs. I was wearing a Sportatorium shirt from Dallas. From back in the day.
The old Von Erich days.
Von
Erichs. Yeah.
My dad took me to see the Von Erichs there when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
Abdullah the Butcher was
there. Oh, yeah.
So I
That's
love that stuff. And we still, my kids love it. And my daughter got to meet Natalia, who, when my daughter was little, she thought Natalia was just the best. She is. And she got to meet her, and she was so nice.
She was starstruck.
Oh, she was, it's cool because now I guess my kids have been around it so much that they're polite.
That's good.
They know their place, but they know how to meet people now.
That's great. Yeah.
They've been meeting really cool people that are just people.
Yeah.
For their whole lives now, so they appreciate it. But it's and they're great kids. But yeah, it was pretty cool. My daughter grinned pretty big whenever she got to meet Natalia. It was kind of like when she got to meet Joan Jett. Like it's neat to see those moments.
It's neat that you as a dad get to create those kind of moments for them. Like, that's pretty cool.
I tear up.
I can imagine.
Like that,
yeah.
Just who's okay. Because my kids get to be around all this, and they handle it very, very well. But they still have their moments. Like my son's big into Supercross.
Oh, is he?
And the races were out at AT&T a few weeks ago, and he got to meet Ricky Carmichael, who's arguably the greatest.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an argument.
Yeah, 7 times.
Yeah,
champion. So somebody's always going to argue. I've learned to say, in my opinion, and arguably.
Yeah,
especially in this business.
Right.
So
allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly, yeah. So got to meet Ricky, and he was so cool and down to earth. And that for my son was just like when I got to meet Clint Black, things like that. So it's fun.
It's a crazy life you lead now, man. It really is. You think about those old days where nobody was paying attention. and you were just busting your
Well,
tail.
you knew me back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a while.
It's been fun to watch. It really, and it's deserved. That's the thing, and that's what I love about you. Is like even with all the success and being a quote unquote face of the outlaw country scene, you're still just the most humble, polite person on the planet, man. You and your whole family, your whole team's like that. It's great.
Thank you. No, you know we're blessed, man. We're blessed. I consider every day I get to do this an honor.
Mm-hmm.
I truly still I write the songs for me. I put the shows on for the fans.
Yeah, you can tell.
And I love it, man. I still get that queasy feeling before I walk out. We just did 3 shows with Trampled by Turtles and Turnpike Troubadours up in the Northwest, and we were playing arenas, big rooms, and just still getting that feeling out there because you're a part of a show that's like those 2 bands alone.
Oh, they're headliners
Is
everywhere they go.
We had 3 headliners on the bill, essentially. So to be a part of a show like that and just celebrate music and 3 very, very different kind of bands,
Mm-hmm.
I still love it. I still love getting to know those guys and jamming with them, or girls if it happens to be a female or whatever. But get to know the artist, because we've all been slugging it out for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And, we've all been through it. So, there's the mutual respect that comes with that, and the appreciation that you find people have the older they get in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
To still be where I'm at, and seemingly actually growing right now at 43 is just a blessing. So try not to take it for granted.
Still doing any metal stuff?
I plan on it. Yeah, for sure. The first project came by Nod. After we did that was something to get out of our system, and and that dissolved after we got the record out. Played a couple of shows. Looking to start another project with our guitar player Jake. He's a metal guy.
Oh,
so we have 2 lead guitar players. We have Chris Clarity, who's a local guy.
Yeah.
And been with us for 10 years, 11 years or so. And then Jake's been with us for 3. And met him because he did all the guitar work on the Came by Nod stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I met him. And then
funny.
I was like, this guy is just killer. I mean, of course, he can play anything, but he's a metal guy. He's a shredder.
Right.
And
so those solos at the live show, unreal.
Yeah. Oh, well, and Chris and Jake are so different as guitar players. But and here's the thing too: Hot Rod, Austin Tripp, our steel player, to me, arguably is one of the top 3 steel players in the world. I don't say that lightly. I've been doing this 25 years.
And you don't have to say arguably.
Well, Hot Rod's one of those guys that steel players watch and
how is that possible?
Face palm. So we get the 3 of those guys. Our show's it's pretty rocking. We tone it down and play, country music, but I mean it's amped up. And, you get those 3 guys on some triple leads, dude. They'll make the hair on your
They start competing with each other.
You let them go, man. I get like I'm up there with them, and I'm like, golly,
I don't deserve to be up here with you guys.
Between these guys, they're incredible, and it's the guys you hear on the record too. So it's even better live. We're just a live band. We're a honky tonk band that made it, man.
Right.
We can play rock, blues, country. That's where we came from. I mean, dude, I played every damn bar in this town.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we were just walking by a while ago. I was looking over at the here's a little plug, for the old Ado, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's the Saucer now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was sitting there, I was like, gosh, who was it I opened for there, Rebecca? And she said, Daryl Dodd. And I said, golly, that was a long time ago, because I was like, man, because I saw Daryl open for, or I saw Darren Kozelski open for Daryl Dodd out there years ago, and then I ended up opening for Daryl out there years ago. And so, anyway, all these rooms, and especially in the stockyards, going down there, that's memory lane. And back in December when I did the acoustic show down there at Billy Bob's, my son was like, hey, take me to the stockyards again, Dad. I was 4 the last time you played at Billy Bob's.
So he wanted to see and hear all the stories.
So I took him into the Elephant where I used to tin bar and little trip down memory lane, and I said, you know, I remember when the stage didn't come out all the way here. They built that on, and just giving him, because I got down there in '03.
Somebody was always hitting their head on that staircase
Yeah,
above.
they finally had to make that stage bigger because it kept giving people knots on.
It was always the bass player that kept
Yeah,
getting
it was
hit.
usually the bass,
Yeah.
or they would have to tuck the fiddle player, or the steel player up underneath
sit
it,
down,
sit
low.
or an old guy that needed to just sit. But all these places down here and all over Fort Worth, that's what we were on the way down here, and I had such a Clark Griswold moment because my wife and kids are out running around downtown right now, getting into whatever, and I'm driving and I'm like, "Hey kids,
Big Ben."
your mom and I were thinking because we're leaving on a plane tonight but our flight's not like 8 till 8 or 9. Me and the kid, we're flying to Colorado for spring break. And so I'm driving along and I look over and I say, "Hey kids, me and your mom are thinking about showing y'all some of our old stomping ground around Fort Worth." And like, crickets,
Right.
nothing. And
You guys are serious, right?
"Yeah, Dad, we know." We're like, "Yeah, but it's been a while since we've taken you down there." It's like,
You got to refresh the stories, man.
yeah. So it's pretty funny to be that guy now.
That is
I'm glad to be that guy now.
Yeah, it's cool to get to do that, man. And it's cool that you got to do what you're doing now because you did things your own way for so long. And I know it was quite a struggle to get there. Like, it was hard. I'm sure there's moments where you're like, do I need to continue to do music? There's got to be those moments when it took that many years, but now it feels like all that hard work's paid off. And I love that you're giving back to other artists and other aspiring artists. Like Josh is fantastic. That guy, he's deserved a break for a long time. And it's cool that you get to do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because there's a lot of facets of this business that I've had to learn by doing things the way I've done them.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand how record labels work. I understand how management deals work. I understand it now because, just the way we've done it, I've done it. And I have a great team, and I've had a great team. I've had great people around me, helping me. But to be able to foster older talent, whomever, somebody that like I hear something and I'm like, man, that person is really, people need to hear this person, whomever that may be, and whoever the next one is after, Josh Morningstar. There's just a lot of facets to the to the music stuff. It's building, I don't know what I want to turn into, but I know that this business is tough on a lot of people.
Yeah.
And if I can do anything, just tell younger artists, own your publishing, own your masters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, there's things that artists don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because by nature, creative people aren't typically great business people. Some are, some had to learn it. I had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I know, I really had to work at it because it's not, hey man, let's go play some gigs.
Yeah.
It starts off that way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you look up and you've got, 2 or 3 semi trucks, 3 tour buses rolling down the road, and you're like, oh man, I'm paying for a bunch of things.
Yeah. This is a
I've
business.
got 30 people working for
Yeah.
me. When did that happen?
Right. This wasn't like this last week. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Like I say, man, I wasn't even on a bus till I was 37.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I haven't even been on a bus for a decade.
Not even that long.
Yeah.
We were doing a Fort Worth Music Festival, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, and I was hosting some panels, and a lot of it's for new up-and-coming artists, like learn how to get your publishing done, with BMI and all that kind of stuff. And they were talking about, get a lawyer when you get to, when they offer you that contract, get a lawyer is the first thing you want to do. And your name came up because you are one of the artists that did it your own way and had such a success that artists today can now say, like, I don't have to do what you're telling me to do. I can do it my way because you and Cody Johnson and Parker McCollum and Co Wetzel and guys, that have gotten so
good
big.
Examples, all good examples.
Yeah, so that you guys have all gotten so big and had such a success in the state of Texas and expanded it on your own, doing your own thing, that when record labels come to you, you can be like, I don't like that deal.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that deal. We're going to do it my way.
The guy
You're changing the game is what you're doing, Cody.
Well, we're trying. and I'm writing a book about it, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am. And it's not going to be out for a while, so I'm not plugging that yet. But the people that you just cited are all very, very smart people.
Yeah.
And great entertainers and songwriters as well. As far as and Kojo and Parker. And I tell you what, man, those are guys that have been hungry to learn the business. Those are the people that have the longevity. And we've all done things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But our paths are all different. It would not be the same. It wouldn't be as fun if everybody was the same. So, being in the situation to where I look at all of those guys. Those guys still own most of all their ass.
Yeah. Which is really nice to be able to do that.
So
because it used to not be that way.
No, it didn't. But for 100 years, man, since people started learning how to profit in country music, anyway, in the 1920s, when it was like Jimmy Rogers, man, singing lineman, he wasn't a lineman, man. That was an act.
Yeah.
It was like show business
for
country
shtick.
Music started in the 20s, and then you had the Carters, going on in 30s. And if anybody's watched the Ken Burns,
that's a great documentary. Yeah.
But just being a student of music, knowing that as far as publishing and masters goes, that's how artists have really been getting screwed for the last 100 years. One of the mainstream guys, Eric Church, he basically came out and said, you don't need a record label anymore. And the fact of the matter is, you really don't. But if you're willing to put the time in now, you don't have to have a manager.
Yeah.
Or a big firm. If you have a day-to-day manager, artists don't understand, it's like if you have a manager that starts working with you, they get 20% of your career, that's very standard.
Yeah.
But that needs to be restructured. By the time you're an established artist, they shouldn't have more than 10 or 15% in your. They just shouldn't.
Right.
You're established.
Because you've got to a point.
You
don't need all that.
You've earned that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's just a lot of things that I'm writing about in this book about how we did things, and I had a bunch of great help. And I don't have management now, but my past management was great. We did a bunch of great things together, and I'm so very thankful for all the things that we were able to do and all the things that I learned that have propelled me to this point. I really feel like at 43, dude, I don't have a ceiling.
Isn't that nice?
And really just I'm doing whatever I want to do, and and within reason, but things have changed. There's other facets of the business I'm wanting to learn, and other things I'm wanting to dabble in, other than just touring. I love the writing. Sawyer Brown's new stuff just came out.
Yeah.
Me and Tennessee Jet have 2 tracks on that.
I didn't realize that.
Desperado Troubadour, which is me and Mark and TJ wrote that.
Holy cow.
This Old Hat, those are the 2 singles off Sawyer Brown's new stuff. Me and TJ and Mark wrote those songs. So
that's amazing.
I heard Desperado Troubadours on the radio for the first time yesterday.
Oh,
and I
give you chills.
Got so excited. I was in Decatur. I was in the motorcycle shop that me and my son like to go to.
Yeah.
Like dirt bikes, and that song came on, and a couple of the guys up there that I know, we were sitting there, and I was like, oh,
right.
Like, and it wasn't even me. They're like, I was like, the new Sawyer Brown song. I was like, I wrote that song with Mark and Tennessee Jet, and I was like, no, this is a huge deal. I said, this is the first time I've heard a song that I co-wrote on the radio that I wasn't singing.
Right. Yeah.
That like.
That's a moment.
By freaking Sawyer Brown.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody we grew up listening to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, moments like that, that just, and we're first and foremost worried about being a songwriter, but there's just so many things on it.
That's incredible. That's a cool story, man.
It was fun.
It's a fun moment.
That happened yesterday.
That's so awesome. Yeah. Cody Jinks again, Dos Equis Pavilion, May the 11th. Get your $9.59 lawn tickets right now. You have until midnight tonight to get those. Go to Ticketmaster.com and just search for the artist Cody Jinks, and you'll see that there. Cody, buddy, thank you so much for chatting with us, man.
My pleasure. Listen, anytime I can come up here, and I'm gonna put this out for the radio world to hear, man. I'd love to come up and do a whole day with you one time, and like just sit down and talk music and not talk over songs or whatever.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to be that.
You know, get to play some of our buddies and whatnot.
I-
Tell stories.
You're
or
more than
something.
welcome to do that every
you
day.
let
You
me
just
know,
come in and
man.
be my co-host. Quit this music thing. How's that thing working for you?
I've got a face for radio.
So do
man.
I, bud. That's why I'm
already
over
there.
here.
So yeah, anytime. Thank you. You know, Shane, you guys are the best. This is my hometown station, and you know, just it's been fun going through all this with you guys. You know,
Yeah.
all these years. So my pleasure.
Perfect, man. That went longer than I was expecting. Sorry.
Man, you can edit. You can do whatever, man. You can keep it.
I'm gonna turn that one into a podcast because there's some good stuff in there.
Oh man, yeah.
That's cool about the book, man. That's a great idea. Like that's needed to be done. Stuff
Yes.
like that.
Man, it's literally like people want to know like how you did it. I'm writing